Hello, hello, hello. It must be Tuesday, because I'm here and you're there. Or maybe you're not, I don't know. I'm all on my own, as usual. We start off in quiet mode. And then we'll, it's hot. Damn it, it's a bit hotter than I anticipated. Oh, what should we talk about? I don't know. I've got nothing. I've got nothing. As usual, we come on here and we try and figure out what to talk about. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see if there's anybody on. I don't think there will be, because, you know, nobody cares. And that's fine. That's fine. Everything has its day, doesn't it? But, it's a bit cold out there. It's a bit parky, you know, a bit cold. Yeah, bit brr. A bit brr, I must admit. So yeah, how is it where you are? Andrew's in. He says he's back home. Well, that's good. He's had his away have it away day. I think that's what they call it. And now he's back home. And that's good, I think. Brr, it's cold. Brr. And it just, oh yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Andrew says, luckily travelled before the big storm. Oh yeah. There was a storm, wasn't there? There was storms. Lots of storms. But yeah, I reckon the Met Office has predicted a white Christmas. Yes, you heard it here first. The Met Office are saying the UK could be lined up for a white Christmas, which is nice, isn't it? Yeah, be nice. Who'd want a nice? All right. Oh, Storm Darren. No, it's Storm Dara. Dara, wasn't it? Dara. If it was Storm Darren, it would have probably just blown itself out. Been a bit weak, insipid, not that interesting. You know, lot of noise, not really delivering much. A bit of a disappointment if it was a Storm Darren. Yeah, got a rough finger now. It's really bothering me because it's right up the now, and it's going to end up. I need a bit of clear varnish. Oh no. Or a bit of super glue, that'll do it. I don't want to snag it because it's not a good place. You can't see it. It's right up and down. So yeah, I'm still cooling down. Yeah, sorry, warming up from being so cool out there. So yeah, I'm just trying to get into swing of things. So it's just me and Andrew. It's me and Andrew tonight. Mind you, it hasn't quite gone 11 o'clock, so we've kind of caught everybody out. I imagine every week on Tuesday, people are sitting by their watches and clocks, just waiting for the hours to count down until 11 p.m. And then they run like a giddy school child on Christmas morn to their device of choice, whether it be a laptop, tablet, mobile phone, and then they search frantically for the live stream before settling down for the evening. Something like that. Blimey, Andrew, if it's going to carry on like this, I might have to quit. Oh, wait a minute, we've got some people in. Like I said, I had a funny feeling that they were all just waiting for 11 o'clock to arrive before they turned up. They didn't want to get up. They didn't want to get there early. They didn't want to get to the party early. But, you know, me and Andrew, you know, we've been on for ages talking about all sorts of things, all sorts of interesting, exciting things, which we will never go back to and we'll never ever mention again. He says it's freezing cold here, -1. Is that -1 or dash? I can't get warm. I think it might be dash. I can't get warm. Or is it -1? Can't get warm. I don't know. It's not that it's. I haven't looked at the temperature. I don't know. But if it got the wind's got an icy bite to it, isn't it? It's a bit icy. It's a bit icy, so it plays me up. It does. It plays me neuropathy up. Something chronic. It does. Everything's hurting. So yeah, pity. I need pity. I need pity. So yeah. Oh dear. So yeah, it's been. What's happened? What happened? Oh yeah, I went to the doctors. That was fun. Went to the doctors on Thursday. Um, everything's fine. They prodded me. I'm still alive. And then I got told off on Friday by the doctor's receptionist for daring to take my urine sample in. She admonished me, which wasn't very nice. I didn't know. They never warned me. But there's a bit of a WTF moment. So I get told off by the receptionist. She says, "You can't bring it in because the courier only comes Monday to Thursday." I look at a nonplussed. No one tells me. I'm just here with my urine sample. The piss tube has been delivered. I've met my obligations. I'm ready to leave. So I'm told off. 3 times she mentions it, and 3 times I tell her I was not aware of this. This is new to me. Nobody told me. I think she got off on it. I think it was like a power trip. And then I had to book a blood test. Now, sometimes we go all the way up to Epping. But at the place at Epping, I wouldn't have... Oh, dog's running around. I don't know if we can get any dog cam in while she's still present. Let's see if we can do this. Let's see if we can catch her. Oh, she's running. She's gone. That was just the most... that was the worst dog cam ever. Because she came and she went. I thought we may have caught her, but she got wise to it and she ran off. So yeah, normally where I go, I would have probably had to... Oh, and the missus has closed the door. So no more dog cam, because the dog is gone. What was I saying? Oh yeah, blood tests. Where I normally go, I'd have had to have got it Christmas Eve. I didn't fancy going up there on Christmas Eve. Or after Christmas, possibly New Year. I thought... I looked at the date, and this was last week. This was last Thursday. I'm thinking, blimey. So I use this website that has you to book appointments. They recommended a place in town. There is another health centre which I didn't know about. So I booked my appointment for Monday. Thought, brilliant, Monday. Go in Monday morning, get seen, go in, have to wait a bit, get seen. And the guy who's doing it, the nurse who's doing it, he says to me, he looks at my form and goes, now, the only people that I normally hear people do that noise are builders, any kind of handyman really, or, the mechanics who are repairing your car. They're the only ones I've ever heard go. But he goes to me, and he goes, "Oh, you should have booked this for the Princess Alexandra Trust." And I'm like, oh. I said, I use SwiftQ. I've always used it. It told me I could come here. He went, no. I went, oh, I'll go then. He went, no, I can do it. He said, but your blood's going to the Royal London Hospital. And again, I go, and? Well, your surgery won't necessarily know where your results are. And I'm like, I thought this was all computerised. I thought there was like a central database and it all feeds into my NHS number and it magically appears. I don't know, maybe it's carrier fucking pigeon. I don't know. And I'm like, oh, okay. Good. Anyway, he ended up taking 3 bottles out of me because the first bottle was defective and he had to throw it away. It's nearly an armful, I exclaimed. No, I didn't. So, yeah. So anyway, when I get back home, after my little sojourn out to have some needles stuck in me and blood taken, I go on the NHS app. So I thought, oh, let's look this up. Because I thought there might be something on there, about the Princess Alexandra Trust or something. I don't know. I don't know what I was looking for. But then I noticed that my urine sample had been checked. And I'm thinking, wow, that was quick, considering that the courier doesn't go there on a Friday. Look at the date. The test date was Friday. I'm thinking, that's curious. Look at it. Everything's fine. It's okay. It's okay, dear viewer. My kidneys are wonderful. They're tip-top wonderful. Nothing wrong with my kidneys. But I don't know what that woman was saying, the receptionist. Again, WTF moment. What was she talking about? Because my urine was tested on Friday, whether there was a courier or not. What? Did she just do that to have a go at me? Maybe she was coming on to me. I mean, I am rugged and good looking. I do not know. But talk about confused. So, you know, the NHS, I say throw more money at it. I think it needs even more money. But it's times in your life where you think, God, I wish I had private healthcare. So I could just at least go and get it all done. Why our surgery doesn't do blood testing when this surgery literally a spit away from it. We're literally talking about not even a 5-minute walk away, which I didn't know existed. They can do blood tests, but our surgery can't. And you've got to go all the way up to Epping or Harlow, and that is a sizable distance if you don't have a car. You know, you literally got to get on a bus, and the bus is like every, I don't know, half an hour, every hour. I don't even know. One to Harlow, I think it's every hour. So it's really not helpful for people like me who don't drive. I want to just be able to walk in and get it done. And we used to have a place near the Sainsbury's down over there somewhere, and they closed it down this year, which was useful. But anyway, that's me moaning about being old and everything falling off. That's it. That's all I've got. I've got nothing else. Andrew still says, what do you think of the Syria thing? What do I think? Well, normally, I'd say, oh, you need a mad dog to keep all the factions under control. But I think that getting rid of Assad is a necessary thing. Do you know why? Because it pisses Roger Waters off. Oh, because Roger Waters, dear, dear, lovely, sensible and sane Roger Waters. What's that, little Roger? What's that? He played bass on all the Pink Floyd albums? And it wasn't David Gilmour? What? Really, little Roger? Little Roger just turned up. He just wanted to have a chat. Roger Waters, back in the day when Syria were bombing their own people, called that a false flag operation and blamed, you know, various, well, everyone other than Assad. You can go and look it up. You know, when it was plainly obvious that Assad was, you know, bombing and gassing his own people. So just the fact that it annoys Roger Waters means it's a good thing. But there will be a power vacuum. The people that have, again, did they even fight? It was a bloodless coup. They just walked in. It's an indicator that Russia has run out of money because Russia was propping up the Assad regime along with Iran. Again, Iran had its nose blooded with the Hezbollah explosive pages. You know, that's all. It's all interlinked. Israel did the world a great favour there. They kind of destabilised that part of the Middle East with some very careful explosives. So yeah, it's evidence that Putin isn't a rich man anymore, and that Russia can no longer, you know, shore up these regimes because they just walked in. Now, the people that walked in are ex-ISIS, Al-Qaeda people. That's not good. That's not good at all. But these are the new guys. They're caring and sharing. You know, they're caring and sharing. Last year, apparently, they let some Christians celebrate Christmas without like cutting their heads off. So maybe we've seen a new side to them. I do not know. Look, it's a good thing Assad is gone. He's, again, whilst he wasn't necessarily a mad dog, his brothers and relatives certainly were. I think he was a bit of a puppet. I don't think he wanted to be. He never wanted to be leader. It's just his brother got, I think, did he get blown up or assassinated? And he found himself being next in line. Before that, he was an eye surgeon in London. He's had a London education. His missus is the same. I think she's from, you know, she was based in London too. These are well-educated, sensible people. But they are doing terrible things. But again, I think he was a puppet, and I think it was his brothers and cousins who were, you know, doing the bombing and the killing. He was just there to, you know, shake hands with people. But it's a good thing for the people of Syria. It means all the Syrian refugees that have come here can now go back, as they've said they're going to. That's not me doing that Farage thing. They've actually said they want to go back now that he's gone. And it was horrifying to see them liberate one of the dungeons that was there, and it was full of women, and there was a teenage girl there, and then, you know, there was a little, I think it was a little girl, then there was an even smaller little boy. Well, it looked like a little boy came out. It could have been, I don't know, 2 or 3 just wandering out of the dungeons. And that was, again, these women, they must have been very, very dangerous prisoners. No, they were political prisoners, and probably being held to punish other male family members, I'd imagine. And you dread to think what they would have been subjected to. And then, they could hear noises underneath this prison, because there's like catacombs under there, and there are prisoners still locked in. They can't figure out how to get to them. But they did find a big metal press. And that press, they actually used to put people in and torture them, crush them, like big, like you see on those YouTube videos where they crush golf balls and things like that. Yeah, on people. So, yeah. But you just hope that whoever takes over isn't crazier, Again, these societies are feudal societies based around religion and various credos that don't get on with each other. So it could be that they might be heading for a continual civil war. You just don't know, but we cannot get involved. We must not get involved. And that's it. But it's good that Assad's gone. Maybe they can find their own way out. Blimey, it is quiet tonight. It's 15 people in, 5 likes, but nobody's talking. And nobody's talking. Just me and Andrew. Me and my bud Andrew. He's my favourite. So, anyone else want to talk? I've done Syria. We've done the world today. Anyone else? Anything at all? Because I've done 16 minutes. 17 minutes. I'm happy now. Harry's in. It's his evening. Harry's been busy. But he's here. He's a resident rock star. He's a bona fide, genuine, globe-trotting musician. And we're privileged to have him present in the live stream where we all doff our caps. Sorry. I can fix that. Just bear with me a minute. We all doth our caps. There we go. So there we go. Everyone, Andrew says, I'm on my own. So, no, you're not. You're with Harry, you see. So it's not too bad. You're rubbing shoulders with stars. See? Other live streams can't give you a genuine, can you call Asia Prog? Oh, I don't know. A genuine star in Asia. Not the country, the band, the one that had the sticker on. Let's not talk about the sticker. But they can add Harry Whiteley's name to the sticker now. So there we go. So like I said, we're honoured. It's nice. It's nice that we have people popping by that we know. But yeah, it's a bit quiet, isn't it? It's a bit quiet tonight. Rene's in. He's finally turned up. Watermelon's here, he says. He's woken up. He's been having a nap. Andrew says, Darren, you're a star. Yeah, in my own imagination. Hey. But I think everyone got caught out because I came on early, you see. Everyone's got a little bit caught out. Ow. But yeah, does anyone want to talk? Eurostar, indeed. Have you been on the Eurostar? I went on Eurostar once. Yeah, I actually went to Europe. Imagine it. Imagine that. I went to France. Yeah. It's great. Luke's in this evening. I liked your mix of Secret World by PG. Well, thank you. I'll talk about that. Why not? Let's talk about it. The good thing about the, again, I don't know if you're aware, I have to explain everything, but Peter Gabriel uses a website called Bandcamp. It used to be for little people like me to go on and hawk our wares like a common diddy coy. Are we allowed to say diddy coy? Is that one of the prescribed words? I'm not sure. Okay, tinker. We'll go with tinker, like a common tinker. Allowed you to sell music. Well, he rocked up with his I.O. album. I ho, I ho, I ho, I ho. It's off to work he goes. And he turns up and he does a subscription thing. Now, Dopey Balls here, he carries on. I keep paying the £3 a month because what the hell? And he's been dribbling out all sorts of gems and rarities. It's good. I love it. I'm like pigging shit. I am. I'm not a pig. I'm allowed to say pigging shit. I don't know. Who have I offended with that one? Well, pigs are actually quite clean and intelligent animals, Darren. And you're really upsetting all us pig lovers out there. Oh yeah, pig lover, eh? Oh yeah. Are you making bacon, eh? New meaning of the word making bacon, eh? Well, anyway, one of these tracks was Secret World. There's been a couple of different mixes of that, and Blood of Eden, loads of stuff, even old stuff, like You Never Know. Pete, if you're watching, still follows me on. Release the Charlie Drake version of You Never Know. Go on, he's dead. He ain't gonna mind. We need to hear it. One of the weirdest prog rock songs ever. A cast of millions, too many to mention. Too many. And there's Charlie Drake in the middle of it. It's quite bizarre. The single sank without a trace, mainly because I think Gail Coulson and her brother decided not to promote it. Oh well. So yeah, this mix came of Secret World, and it's got different words in it. Go and look it up. It's in the stream somewhere. But what Gabriel did is he released a long version of it because there was lots of space where there were no lyrics, and it's just a band riffing away. It's a preliminary, exploratory performance. With him doing some early words, and his vocals are quite low in the mix. So I thought, well, do you know what? I think this is really cool, but I can make it cooler because I'm a clever bastard. And I put it into Logic, split the stems, edited it into more of a single kind of edit. Edit out. There's a big chunk of music in the middle. I think the original one was just over 7 minutes long, and I edited it down to shy of 4. So that's like 3 minutes of space taken out. Edited it down, played with the mix slightly, accentuated the bass because Tony Levin. Why not? And pulled up Gabriel's voice and just tweaked it to make it sound more like studio, because before he was very kind of far away from the mic. And I put it up here. And the good thing about Gabriel is he doesn't get too arsey with the old copyright thing. He gets the money, obviously. I don't make any money out of it. So yeah, it's there. So you can go and listen to it. And I really enjoy doing it. I like mucking around with stuff like this. I'm not a remixer in the 12-inch mega mix kind of way, but I do like pulling things apart and just tweaking the sound to make it sound, a bit better. I did it with the Queen album after that terrible Queen 1 mix, which I still think's a bad dream. Was it a bad dream? Did that really happen? And I'm just waiting for something else to come out from him that I can have a fiddle around with, there are some other mixes, but it is, again, if you like Peter Gabriel, it's well worth the £3 a month to see what he produces. I'm just hoping that he'll release some of the live stuff from the previous tour, as a download. But he hasn't done that yet. But it's good fun. Andrew says, Rene, on the whiskey tonight? Don't get him started. Harry adds, trains under the ground to a different country. I'm in Wales, where I've just discovered running water. So underground trains are still a thing of the future. Have you got a well? We had a well once. When I lived in a barn, in a shed. When I lived in a shed, we had a well, and we didn't have to pay any water rates. I tell you, that's the happiest days of my life. And the water was so clear and delicious. Straight out the ground it was. Those were the days. But yeah, I recommend a well. Rene says, nice Marillion Strange Ginger review, Darren. I haven't got it to hand. It's on the shelf. Yeah, it was all right. Again, it is what it is. They're going for the next few albums. I think the plan is for them to release as many as they can until they lose interest until they reach whatever album is their last album, if you know what I mean. But those sets are fairly easy to put together for them. And I guess there's interest there from the fans. Though I noticed it sold out on Amazon, which I thought was curious. I thought, wow, that sold out quick. But no, I mean, it was good to go back and reflect on it and listen to it again. It feels like such a long time ago now, because it was, But it was a strange point in music because there was a very big scene. There was lots of different music going on. 97, crikey, that was the year Tony Blair got in. So the Britpop thing was still underway. 97. That was a year after the Spice Girls took over the world, wasn't it? But there was still lots of music. 97. Oh, a Radiohead, Paranoid Android, that kind of thing. OK Computer. Lots of big albums. And there's little old Marillion, cast adrift by EMI, and couldn't get arrested. A bit like Stephen Wilson at the time with his Porcupine Tree. There are many of those bands that you'd see playing, at the Astoria, very small venues like that. Lots of bands. There was a thriving, like I said, live music scene and everything. There was always something going on, but it didn't necessarily, sell records or have any influence on anything. But yeah, different times. It was different times. Luke says, do you think PG will ever release an anniversary box set of Us? Crikey. Well, he's gone past it, isn't it? Because that was 92, so he's already gone past it. Unless what year would it be? 2027, it'd be the anniversary of it. I mean, he could do like 35th anniversary, I suppose. But probably not. I think, again, he never did it for any of the other albums, only So, because, So is well loved and So is well respected. But even that, again, that box set was a little bit, it was only good for the coffee table book. I mean, the CD that was like the genesis of all the ideas was an interesting idea. Again, not sure if it was totally successful. But no, I doubt it. Because even though it did all right, I don't think it's loved, like So is loved. But no, I don't know. Again, I'm not sure if Gable's really that interested in doing all that. Again, he's still threatening to bring out another album. So, But we do have this Phil Collins documentary that's happening. It's quite odd because it's on something called Drumeo. I don't know what that is. I think it's a YouTube channel. But yeah, there's a trailer going on for that. We got, where is it? Yeah, online drum education platform Drumeo has released a trailer for Drummer First, its upcoming documentary about Phil Collins. And it's like, okay, what's that all about then? Where can I watch this? Drumeo. Oh, it'd be via their YouTube channel. Okay, I knew that. It's out on December the 18th, and there's the link to there if you want to look at that one. So that's something to look out for, isn't it? You can watch old Phil talking about everything. Another thing that was announced today, they're doing a 24-hour live stream of the Eno documentary by Gary Hurstwit. I Hurstwurst. I can't remember how to say it. And that's like a live. You have to pay for a ticket. It's $20, but I think you get like 24-hour access to it. Again, when you think about the cost of cinema and the fact that you can, I suppose you can watch it over and over again. It'll be random, because that's the USP about that film is every time you see it, it's different. Okay, self-generating documentary. So it'd be curious to watch it more than once in that 24-hour period to see if you can even notice the difference. I don't know if it's done, like out of chronological order. I've not seen it. It's only been at the cinemas before now, and again, it was a bit expensive, and it's all in London. It weren't anywhere close to me, so I've bought my virtual ticket, and I think that's next January the 24th or something. It might be. I'll pull up. I don't know why I'm promoting these people. They do fuck all to promote me, don't they? Don't they? It's not right, is it? It's not right. But yeah, let me see. That one. Is this it? Where was it? I can't find it. I'm sure I saw it on the Facebook page, but no, I cannot find it. How utterly bizarre. Maybe it's gone. I'll check Twitter. There we go. This is it. This is on the Oh You Pretty Things website, and you can get your virtual ticket there. I'll be tuning in. That is the 24th of January. I was right. Good memory, Darren. Never doubt your memory. So that's Eno covered. Crikey, we've done kind of like prog news, haven't we? Blimey, this is almost like a professional fucking channel. What's going on? Must be the hat. It must be the hat. The magical qualities of the fluffy ball. Well, Harry says, playing with stems is lots of fun, very rewarding, is it? And you also get to hear how things fit together. Again, if you're doing production, fascinating to hear. Again, there's lots of stems out there. There used to be websites, but I think they all kind of got shut down many years ago. Many years ago. There were some, I guess, dubious websites where you could go, and people uploaded a lot of the stems, because bands do remix competitions. Gabriel, infamous. I've got a whole hard drive of stems, seriously, from Yes and Peter Gabriel and whatnot, where they've been released. There was also some video games. Where the stems where you could remix stuff, and they've kind of pulled those stems out. But yeah, I've got them somewhere in a folder, and I've always vowed to do my now that everyone's not so crazy about copyright on YouTube, I'm thinking of maybe doing some stuff with that and just to have a bit of fun. But I'm not a remixer in the I'm going to do everything else about front. I tend to just like to pull things apart a bit and kind of make it a bit more punchy. Do it in how I'd like to hear it. How it suits my ear holes. So it's not it's not anything radical. I'm not one of those, like I say, 12-inch mega mix kind of people. So it's I could do that one day. I could, if I wanted to, if I really wanted to. So there you go. Rene says no whiskey tonight, and he also asked what would the next Marillion special edition be. Well, they'll do it chronologically now. I think it'll be the next one, whatever that is. Is it Radiation? Or is it .com? I can never remember. It's one of those two. I think it's Radiation, then .com, then Arachnophobia. You've got this period of, very mediocre records until Marbles comes along, and then it all gets it all gets good for marbles and then mediocre again. They've not had a good, like I said, they've not had a good album. A good album watch. And what I mean by that is an album where it feels like you're going on a journey, that you're actually with the band, and it just feels right. They do a lot of mediocre stuff, and I'm sorry to say that. And if you're a fan, come on, be realistic. Great live band, great performances, but sometimes their albums, they have some good songs, but I always think they should take a bit more time. You know, they've never crafted in this period, in this later period after Marbles, and that's been, is it 20 years now? God, 20 years since Marbles. Jesus, that was 2004, I believe, wasn't it? So yeah, in 20 years, yeah, they've not had anything come even close to that album. So there you go. Payne's in. He says, hello, and good evening. Good evening. We were on a bit early, so I did start 10 minutes early, I think. Harry says, no, well, but we don't have chickens. Although chickens' urine doesn't really have the same refreshing quality as fresh water, so I'm on hold, yeah. Yeah, I just, no. But you got eggs. Eggs are good. Now he says, Drumeo, that's about £300 a year. But it's on the YouTube channel. Maybe it's interrupted every 5 minutes with an advert. Do you want to hit things? Do you want to hit things with sticks in time? Then join Drumeo, where we will show you how to hit things in time. And no one will want you because drum machines. There was a time when drummers were like they were like the most important people in bands. It was like there was always, was it how many, like something like 10 guitarists to one drummer, wasn't it? Those were the days. And Andrew says, will Genesis continue to do with their past albums after the Lamb as box sets? Doubt it. It's because the Lamb's special, and they messed up the last anniversary with that awful documentary thing, which was supposed to be part of a Lamb celebration, but then it got kind of waylaid, and they said, no, nobody really cares about that, so you got this instead, or something. So I don't know. I really hope not, because again, as a band, they're pretty tight. They've not got much. They've not got many like offcuts in the studio. They're pretty economical like that. There's not a lot of weird shit floating around in the archive, because I'm sure they would have put it on those other issues last time. So no, I really hope that they don't. for my own sanity, I don't want to collect those albums again. I don't want to do that. David says, I listened to Phil Collins' Brother Bear Disney soundtrack this week. It was okay. That's a glowing endorsement there. We can safely say that David Bagnall loves Brother Bear. He loves Brother Bear. He's Tarzan, he's still out on, but Brother Bear, okay. Rannis' Marbles, the one with our name in it. Indeed, our names are in that one. I can't remember the last time. Which was the last one? Was it Sounds I Can't Be Made? Was the last one I think I donated to. I think it was. I can't remember. I know I missed one because Marillion let you donate, and you can have your name in the special editions. So I'm in a couple of those. I did Anarachnophobia. I did Marbles. I can't think I did any others. Can't remember. It's been a long time. And Robert says, I was doing end of the day dishes, hence the tardiness. Well, someone's got to do it. And sometimes you got to do them chores. Otherwise, in the morning you wake up and it's like, I'm going to need a blowtorch to get this dried egg off this plate. You don't want that. Just leave everything in soak. Leave everything in soak overnight, and just leave everything. Or get a dog, let a dog lick the plates clean. Yeah. It'd be great. It'll work out. It's better than having a dishwasher. Harry says, I hear rumblings of Last Domino DVD CD. Oh, Be Still My Beating Heart. I'll probably buy it, you know. I'll probably buy it if it comes out. But I do find it a bit hard to watch because, you know, you know, I don't know. But hey, look, if people want to pay their money to see that, then that's fine. That's their lookout. I personally don't get it. I don't know how you can, you know, get up on stage and charge that kind of money for that kind of performance. But you know, I still think they should have had some sort of mechanized suit that you could have stomped around the stage in. You know, something like a Transformers, I think, or that exoskeleton suit at the end of Aliens. They could have put Phil Collins in that and had him stomp around the stage, banging his tambourine on his head, his little metal frame. I meant that would have been great. I'd have paid to see that. That would have got me out of the house. I definitely would have paid to see that. But yeah, many rumblings. Payne says, yes, it's do it now or do it later indeed. Or eat off paper plates and recycle. That's green, isn't it? You know, imagine that, just buying a load of paper plates and some wooden knives and forks. Never have to wash up again. You can just recycle. There you go. That's the ultimate single man's way of living, isn't it? If you're single and you've given up on life, just paper plates. Oh dear, what have I suggested? Renault says, the last one with your name in it. I think it might have been Sounds That Can't Be Made. I think so. I think it might have been. Again, it's been a long time. I mean, that was the last special edition of theirs I bought. So I'd have probably pre-ordered that. It would probably have my name in it. I'm just trying to think if there was anything else of theirs. Don't think there is. So yeah. Harry says, I will say, being 29 and never getting a chance to see Genesis before this tour, it was honestly a very emotional experience. But I do understand people's uncertainty around the whole tour. But that's all right, because you're young. You're young. I saw them in 92 at Earl's Court. That video that they did, I'm there, and you can hear me. You can hear me. You can hear me going. I can't do it because kids are in bed. But you can hear me there at Earl's Court. It was very, very good. Very, very good. Again, when tickets were not stupidly expensive, and you didn't mind. Mind you, had the big jumbotron, so you could still see it. They managed to fill Earl's Court. Now, I saw Gabriel same year in Earl's Court, or might have been 93. I do this every time. Was it 92 or was it 93? But they both had albums closer to each other, with Us and We Can't Dance. I think it was both 92. But I think Gabriel might have played Earl's Court in 93. Whatever. It doesn't matter. But I saw both of them at Earl's Court. And Gabriel's one was one of the worst things I've seen because he just played to his feet. He was just playing. And we were upstairs. Well, most of us were upstairs. And because if you ever remember Earl's Court, I don't know if many of you have been there, it's gone now, knocked it down, turned it into flats. Thanks. I used to love the exhibition centre when they used to do the various shows. They used to do like computer shows and whatnot there. The Ideal Home Show used to be there. That used to be fun. And they got rid of it. Boo. But yeah, Gabriel just played to his feet and it was really boring. I didn't enjoy it very much. He didn't even acknowledge us. He didn't even go, oi, oi. He never even did that. What a bastard. But he was much better at Wembley Arena when we saw him there. So, those were the days. Those were the days. So I can understand young folk and really, 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 really old people going because, they're thinking, this could be my last concert. It could be. I wonder if they had any people, any fans actually die during the tour. During the gigs. I wonder if any of them actually popped their clogs as they played That's All really badly. Oh, that was a cruel. That was a cruel thrust, that was. There was no need for that. There was no need for that. These are very, very old men, you know. I think they should have all done it in wheelchairs. Just imagine the three of them in like electric wheelchairs scooting around. They could have done the "We Can't Dance" dance, but in wheelchairs. And that would have been hilarious with tartan blankets over their legs. Wouldn't that have been hilarious? Ian Anderson would have done it. If it was Jethro Tull, he'd have done that. He'd have entered the spirit of things. He'd have made everybody laugh. It's like they ain't got any sense of humour, have it? None of them got any sense of humour. Andrew says, one day in the future, Genesis will be AI like ABBA. I think only ABBA can pull that off. They've brought something like 1.8 billion quid to the UK economy by being holograms and playing music at people. Think about that. They get people in a big warehouse, project holograms and play music at them. Think about that. And people pay. What? Music industry deserves all it gets. That's what I say. Merry Christmas. Bah humbug. Hey, you boy. How much are the concert tickets to David Gilmour? How much? Well, I'll have a turkey instead, boy, seeing as it's Christmas Day. And I've done that one. Payne says, the least you want is an oi oi from an artist. Exactly. I just want acknowledgement. I want him to know. Because I spent my well, weren't earned. It was I guess it would have been my student grant money on tickets. Because I was still a student then. I was probably was it second year of my degree? Least he could have done was just go. Or no, it was my third. If it was 93, it was my last year of my degree before I had my mental breakdown, which I didn't realise was a mental breakdown. I think it was a mental breakdown. I had a bit of a moment. It's probably that gig. It probably just unhinged me. He didn't give me an oi. How can I carry on like this? Come on. You know, it's not good, is it? He wrote Family Snapshot. He should know how important an oi is to a disgruntled fan. He should know about these things. Payne also adds, they could have microphones made to look like thermos flasks. Now you're thinking. And Harry says, I actually handed money over to ABBA Voyage too. Sorry, haha. Yeah, but again, you're young, you're foolish. And we admire that quality. We admire the young and naive. Don't worry, it won't be long before you're bitter, twisted and cynical like the rest of us. You're just a young'un. You're full of spunk and optimism. I'm just full of piss and vinegar. And dust, mainly. Just dust. Payne says, the Voyage show isn't any more odd than going to the cinema. Yeah, it's a bit like going to the cinema, isn't it, really? I'm sure it's very good. Harry will attest to how good it is. I'm sure it's very good. But again, it's the sort of thing you'd maybe go to see in Vegas. I never really understood why they did it in London, of all places. If I was in Vegas, I'd probably go and see it. Somewhere like that. I think that's the only place you'd get me to go and see like a hologram show. You know, if they did Elvis or something like that. You know, animatronic Elvis. You know, the 3 ages of Elvis. Yeah. But I wouldn't do it in London. You know, I'd have to be like on holiday or something. But there you go. But I'm sure when I'm long gone, I won't be long now, when I'm gone, but my kidneys are lovely. My kidneys are wonderful. I have wonderful kidneys according to the tests. It's just, wait till I get my bloods back. That's going to be doctor's going to have a right go at me. They're going to have a right go at me. It's going to be terrible. But yeah, when I'm dead, not long to go. Hologram Darren. There's already the AI one. You've seen AI Darren, haven't you? Which I'm going to have replace me. Yeah. AI Darren. That's what you need. Harry says, I'd give an AI. Be better than accidentally plugging the bass during the song to give someone a high five. There's video evidence. Oh, come on. Look, we've all done that once. I'm sure we've all done that once. It could be worse. You could be on stage playing away with your flies open, and you know, and you're not realising it. Especially if you play your bass high. You know, if you play it low, if you like Peter Hook, no one's going to notice. But if you're Mark King, flies open, you're not going to notice it because the bass. You're not going to notice it. So that could be that. That could be the worst thing. That could be worse. And now we've got YouTube in 4K quality. Ooh, not good. Harry adds, the bands at the Voice show are very good. It's a little bit Vegas, but meh. It was great to see people having a lovely time again. I imagine a lot of boozed up ladies, you know, a certain age, certain vintage, getting a little bit loose, you know, right for the plucking, if you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. And, you know, people on Hindus. And then there was Harry. Just on his own. With a flat cap on and a scarf. I don't know why I imagine you like that. He got his missus made him go. He went, yes, dear. Look, we've all had to do it. I went to the Top of the Pops with the missus to impress her back in the day. But it was good though, because Sabrina was on. Oh yes. So I had a wonderful time. Sabrina live in the studio. You're never alone. You never have any cold, lonely nights with that memory, I tell you. Oh no. Oh no. The people go, who's he talking about? Well, you go and look her up. Yeah. Payne says, one of them, Frida, has been to see herself and friends dance about 5 times now. Better than bingo for 79-year-olds. They did bingo as well. Now you're talking. Imagine they stop it halfway through and Benny does the bingo numbers. They're missing a trick there. They're missing a trick. Bingo with ABBA. And David says, if you get an LP as a Christmas present, there's a good chance it'll be the very overpressed Adele 30, the next 2 for a £5. Well, I won't, because I doubt if I'll get anything for Christmas. Harry says, exactly that. A huge Empire with me at the front, wondering what the keyboard player was using, like a big nerd. Well, yeah, but again, if you're a certain thing, I mean, whenever I go, whenever I go, well, it's been a long time since I've been out, long time since I've been allowed to go out on my own. But you used to sit there and spy what they're doing. It's like I remember that band in Paris. That band was playing, and there was a guy behind me going, well, yes, the featured artist, he plays Gibson guitars. And I wanted to turn around and goes, actually, it's a Fernandez. It's a Fernandez. Look, it's got Fernandez on the headstock. It's got a sustainer and a locking tremolo arm. That is not a Gibson. I didn't say anything. I didn't say a word. And that makes me better than him. Yeah. Rene says, Sabrina from Germany. I'm not sure where she came from. I'm not sure. It doesn't matter. Boys, indeed. And I saw her live in the studio at Top of the Pops. I must make a video about it one day. I have the Top of the Pops episode in my archive, so I can set up the green screen. I can do one of those talking head things, like I do on Channel 5. Yes, well, yeah, and I was very surprised when, after T'Pau's number, Carol Decker marched to the front of the stage and shouted at us, does anyone want to see my tits? And nobody replied, and we all shuffled away to the next artist. And the next day, in the Sun, in the Bazaar column, the story was printed, and that's how I knew the British press was solid and stable and only printed facts, because I was there. And no, it wasn't me. I did not phone that story into the Sun. That happened independently, but it's all true. I was there. Alex says, Sabrina from Italy, that's the one. And every lad in the 80s remembers the Boys videos. And if you were very well read, you may have purchased a Mayfair edition featuring her. It was a very good article. I'm sure there was an interview or something. I didn't look at the pictures. I just bought it for the interview or something or other. who remembers top shelf pornography? I tell you, I do, because when I had my shop, we still had to stock it, and men did come in and buy it. Now, again, quite bizarre, because everybody had the internet, and there's a guy comes in, buys Randy Grannies. No, seriously, we stocked some serious filth. I didn't stock it. It just came in. Menzies, our supplier, just used to send us this stuff, and it was like I had to put it on the top shelf because I was the only one who could reach. It's horrible, vile business. But there you go. But that was back in, well, it's a long time ago now. Long time ago. Back in 2011, 2010. Aye. Those were the days. Everything's gone weird now, hasn't it? Everything's gone weird. So there we go. That killed the conversation, didn't it? That killed everything. You killed it. It's dead. What have you done? What have you done, Darren? You're getting dry again. I must have like a big pitcher of water in the glass, because I do these things and I find myself drying out. Yeah, I do. A bit dry. Payne says, so that was Top of the Pops with Gary Davis in 1988. Just found an educational clip on YouTube. Yeah, that was the one. David says, has Rick W done an Italo dance mix with Sabrina? Maybe. Who knows? I don't know. Could be a thing. But no, it was interesting to go because you saw how Top of the Pops was done. And it was quite dangerous because they had these cameras on booms that used to sweep down. And they'd say, duck! And you had to duck because I was, in those days I was tall. I've shrunk a bit in the intervening years. But I spent most of my time doing that. And I didn't get a really good look at Sabrina because I just kept going, oh, here we go. But P.P. Arnold was on that show, and that really thrilled me. I said, it's P.P. Arnold. Mrs. looked at me blankly. I said, P.P. Arnold. The Nice were her backing band. The Nice. And there she was, doing some sort of dance kind of song. And P.P. Arnold, 60s, The Nice, they were her backing band. But yeah. When this is my bad, I mean Sandra. She was also from Germany. She had a big hits in the 80s also. I don't know Sandra. I only know Sabrina. There we go. Andrew says, mulled wine, Darren? No, I don't drink. No, sorry, not allowed to. Type 2 diabetes. Gave it all up. Gave it all back up in 2007 before Veric was born. That was it. Not that I used to drink a lot. I used to drink a lot when I was working, and I stopped all that because I was making myself a bit ill. But no, that's what annoys me with the old diabetes thing. I wish I'd have smoked more. Don't smoke. Wish I'd drunk more. Yeah. Hardly. And wish I'd just been I'd been more irresponsible. But I've always been responsible, and I don't like it, and it's got me nowhere. I say, act recklessly and live with the consequences rather than act decently and still get fucked over. Thanks, health. Thank you. I resent you. I do. Alex says, did anyone actually play live whilst you were there at Top of the Pops? Not at that point, because I was still miming. But they used to do, I know they did live vocals later on. There were never any actual live performances per se. There were live vocals to a backing track in the early, from about I think 92 they was experimenting with that. But at that point, it was 1988, it was all backing track stuff. But it was very, 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 very well choreographed, and everything went off. There was no like, oh, reset, we've got to start again. They just hit the stage, played the music, did their thing, then next one, and you were like swept along to, there were like three stages, and they'd set up on one stage, you'd see that one, and then the other artists had already been there, swing you around, and then they'd swing you around, and then the DJ, in this instance Gary Davis, would do his little spiel. He'd do spiel to camera on various parts of the equipment. Mrs. is standing next to him in one of the shots, as he's doing introduction. But it was disappointing because the number one was, I think it was Enya. She wasn't in the studio and they played the video. But we didn't see the video. They just kind of talked into it. And then it was like, okay, kids, off you go. And it was like, oh, it was really anticlimactic because there wasn't, you know, the big finale. And that was, you know, but it was very, very well put together. It was like clockwork. You was in and you was out before you know it. And, you know, I was on the train back. That was at White City, you know, back at Broadcasting House. Now, I've been to Broadcasting House quite a few times. Not only did I go there for that, but I've been to that place for many interviews at the BBC. Never got one of them. I must have had about 4 or 5 interviews there and never got anywhere close to it. Well, no, I did. I got close to it once where they offered me the job. And I asked them what the pay was, and they kind of looked nervously at each other, shuffled the papers, and I was going to be taking like a $3,000 pay cut, and I just said, I can't do this. I won't be able to pay my rent. You know, I won't be able to pay my rent if I take your job. We will conclude the interview, and I kind of turned them down. But you know, so I knew Broadcasting House quite well. It was quite, you know, well, White City. Mind you, I knew Broadcasting House where they did the radio because I'd been there a couple of times. Once I went to their archive, but as part of my, I did an essay. I got in touch with them to look at their sound archive, and I wrote about it for my university degree. That was interesting to go into the archive and see all these old records. And I went there a couple of times as part of Her Majesty's Press for various product launches and things, which was good. I remember Scion. Who remembers Scion? They did they had an early DAB radio called the Wavebird or Wavetable, I can't remember, which was a very early DAB receiver that you plugged into your computer. Fascinating, but I think it probably broke the company. But yeah, I went there for a couple of press things. So, those were the days when I was a member of Her Majesty's Press. I got invited to things. That was nice. Renee says, not only big hits, she had a couple of big hits, but she's still going. She's like an actress and presenter, still, you know, still out there. Well out there, well, hey, you know. Payne says, there was a Sabrina in the 50s too. The goons would occasionally mention her. See, Robert Payne, he's going back to the 50s. He's really that old, you know. I think there have been many Sabrinas, you know. But no, it was just interesting to see how they did it all. I mean, I'm really glad. I mean, I remember moaning about it at the time. Saying, top the pops, man. Do we really have to? And Missy said, you'll enjoy it. It'll be fun. And I did enjoy it, you know. And it was fun and it was interesting. And again, if you'd have told me then, you know, 2005, whenever it was, 2006, it was 2005. It'll all be gone. It'll all be over. And you'll never see another episode. You know, what? What? Never. There you go. It all went. You know, and it had been running for like 25 years at that point when we saw it. And to think it wouldn't make another 15 years, yeah, it was gone. Poof. Payne says, I visited the BBC in Cardiff on a media studies field trip in school in 1987. The new studios have moved now. There you go. See, we've all been there. Everyone's been to the BBC. It's good, isn't it? Isn't it good? Yeah, it's good, that. But yeah, I used to be someone once. Oh dear. Where did it all go wrong? I just got bored with it all, to be honest. There's only so many press events you can do when you just go, well, okay, what's the product? But now they don't need to do it because you've got social media and nobody cares. Everyone's indifferent. And there's no real technological advance anymore, you know. You don't get new things. We just get revisions of old things that have got a slightly bigger screen and less bezel. But basically, it's the same thing you bought a couple of years ago, but now it's in purple. So, great. No real advances. So we've reached stagnation point. Andrew says, I like the Tube myself. Well, I watched that. Who remembers the Roxy? That was the ITV short-lived music show. But yeah, I used to watch Top the Pops, The Tube, you name it. Rapido. Rapido. I ate that stuff up. I've always enjoyed music of all forms, you know, not just this prog nonsense. You know, I like all manner of music. You know, there's no such thing as bad music, only country and western. That's a joke. That's a joke. I'm joking. I'm joking. That was a joke. Just joking. Okay. So I like Glenn Campbell's song. Rhinestone Cowboy. It's a line there. See? It's all right, isn't it? But yeah, those were the good old days. You know, it was a steady diet of Top of the Pops, The Tube, the Chart Show. You know, oh. And just shouts out Lola Ferrari. Wasn't she smothered by her own breasts? Is that how she died? She used to be on Eurotrash with Antoine de Con and the other fella, old Jean-Paul Gaultier. Alex says, who remembers Helter Skelter, late night, early morning on ITV? Oh, what, like, was that part of Night Network? Because there was a lot of, I remember there being a lot of music shows back in when ITV was experimenting with its late night. It had this great idea of, hey, we'll put loads of stuff on during the night, and there was a load of different music shows on at that point. That's where I think I saw Blur first, you know, because they was always on those shows, always working hard before they kind of went, you know, into the public consciousness. That's why I always kind of respected them, because they'd be there, and they were playing live invariably, and there was always cropping up. And it's like, oh, I remember these guys. These guys are all right. And I think Manic Street Preachers were the same. They were pretty hard working and appearing on all these things. But yeah, God, those were the days. You know, then you used to get like the late night review show on BBC Two. You know, used to get all sorts of stuff on there. Jeff Buckley and all sorts of people would turn up. Not just music, but you know, the arts in general. You know, the culture show used to be good. And they got rid of it all because everyone's now stupid and thick, and you don't get any culture unless you go to Sky Arts. But all they do is repeat the same thing over and over again. But at least they gave us the Gilbert and George documentary, which was very good. So I can't complain about that. Payne says, ye old grey whistle test, or whistle test if you're young and vibing and youthful. Saw Genesis and Gabriel on the whistle test. And Kate Bush, for that matter. Loads of people on the modern one. They dropped the old grey because we appeal to teens now. Remember that. Harry says, name drop. Oh, here we go. He's going to name drop alert. One of the Glenn Campbell's guitars was in a dressing room. Very awe-inspiring. Did you ever see the I'm Not Going to Miss You documentary? No, I didn't. But I'm sure it's very good. I must look it out. I'll keep an eye out for it if it's on the telly. Andrew says, well, yes, we Bob Harris. You mean whispering Bob Harris. And next up we have John Peel's favourite band, Technicolor Yawn, and they're in the studio. They have a new drummer. It's their new magnum opus. It's called I've Got New Trousers. Let's just watch them. They're very good. Let's take it away. You don't get that anywhere else. You do not get that anywhere else. Nowhere else. Only I can do that. Who remembers the word? Well, again, was it a music show? You know, was it a music show? Supergrass on there. I'm sure Faith No More turned up on that show as well. L7, Flashing Earth Fanny. I love that bit so much. I love that. I think I even taped it and rewound it over and over again because I thought it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. Because they trashed the stage. I think I didn't tape it because I knew that was going to happen. I think I taped the word because it was. And I kept. They trashed it, and then she flashed her fanny. It tickled me so much. Terry Christian, yay! He's a complete idiot. Oh dear. He's one of those sanctimonious assholes that you get on social media now. It's fantastic. Um, but yeah, it was we had culture thrust in our faces, left, right, and centre. And wasn't it a marvellous time to be alive? Unlike now, where there's nothing to look forward to and everything's drab and boring, unless you want the next box set, which is going to cost you. You know, we had music fans. Music fans. We could. What was that? We can hear the change jingling in their pockets. If they could, they would come into our houses, hold us upside down by our ankles, and shake us until the money fell out. That's what the music industry would do. I say no. I say no more. I say no more. No more. So yeah, that was Rillaman who remembers the word. Maybe he was on the word. Maybe he was the guy who licked the armpits on the hopefuls section, or maybe Rillaman drunk his own vomit on the hopeful section of the word. Do you remember that bit? That was that got to be everyone's favourite bit. Yeah, yeah. No, no. Okay then. It's gone quiet. It's all gone quiet over there. It's all gone quiet over there. Oh, I've only got another 19 minutes to get through. God, blimey. This is no cashier, only credit cards. But if you've got any gold teeth, they'll have them. They'll have them. They'll look for your Bitcoin wallet. Oh yeah, they'll have that. They know you, Andrew. They know you. They know your PIN number. Oh yeah, they're having them. Renee asks, how many years will the broadcast channels on TV exist? That is a very good question. I don't know how long it's going to sustain itself. Once this generation dies out, I'd say you've got another 10, 15 years. When the youth are middle-aged, they'll have no need for it. You know, when the well, crikey, even the 30-year-olds now. But when today's 20-year-olds are 40, so call it a nice round 20 years, there'll be no need for television. Not in the sense that we know it now. There will be something, but it will be not the thing that we know. It'll be something else. There'll be very little like live programming. You know, it's going to be, yeah. I can imagine it being more like Netflix. You know, there might be something running. It'll be, and today on Wednesday, here's a selection of our programs that's available to view on our specialist channel. You know, and they'll just run episodes of things that are on the channel. Yeah, rather than it being an actual, you know, broadcaster. It'll be just more like a catalogue site with a demo playing in the background. You know, so imagine the BBC having a, you know, like it'd be like the online iPlayer. It'll be like iPlayer, but with iPlayer playing in the background. If that makes any sense, that's probably what'll happen. There may be still some need for news channels for rolling news, but I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? I don't think there's long left. Oh, I'll be dead, so it won't matter. It won't even matter. Oh, I've sat back now. Would it be alright if I just have a little nap for the next bit? Fall asleep. Fall asleep on the channel. Oh, I do feel tired. Oh. Yeah, maybe like TV will still exist for live events like sport and, you know, historical. You know, if we've got a new king or something, you know, maybe an invasion. Maybe we've invaded a country. They might broadcast that live. That could be something, couldn't it? Yeah, it's going to be great. Payne says we managed before TV, we'll manage after it. Yeah, but you had the radio then, didn't you? You had the radio. You remember? You had the cat's whiskers. I imagine Robert Payne made his own radio with your crystal radio. He made his own crystal radio set, you know, while drinking Lucozade and reading the Beano or Whizzer and Chips. Probably more Whizzer and Chips. Beano probably a little bit rough for him. Probably went for more Whizzer and Chips. And yeah, there you go. As he tried to pick up Radio Luxembourg. Hey. Is my audience that old? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Oh, Andrew's off. Oh, blimey. So I didn't see that. Good night. Good night, Andrew. Thanks for popping by. We've lost one. Uh-oh. Now we're in trouble. Rayman says, radio will live on. Remember, listen to the Friday Rock Show with Tommy Vance. Yeah, but he's dead, and there's no Friday Night Rock Show anymore. So, no, radio's going to die. It will die soon. Again, when the audience dies, it will die because kids do not need... They've got the algorithm, right? And unless radio becomes completely algorithmically driven, and you see that a bit with stuff like Greatest Hits Radio, where they don't even need a presenter. It'll exist in that format, but you won't have the DJ anymore. The DJs are virtually redundant already. So, it's... it is what it is, isn't it just? Payne says, I didn't make my own, but my first one was a small transistor radio with a mono single earpiece. I had one of those. I had a little blue one. Took it into school to listen to the space shuttle launch, but it kept getting postponed. I was really excited. I was like, I wasn't allowed to have the radio. I had one of those, the little mono earpiece with I was hiding it, and it never went off. Robert says, my older brother's first calculator come as a kit though. Maybe it was a Sinclair. I know some of the Sinclair calculators came in kit form. And Payne also adds AI DJs probably. Well, again, you don't even need them. You just play, again, stuff like Greatest Hits Radio just picks a year and just spurts out a load of, of hits from that period. It's, DJs are there to stop the music bumping into each other, aren't they, really? And I don't know. You can always ask your app, I won't say her name, she who shall not be named, but you can always ask her what's playing. Sometimes these things have displays, so it tells you what's on. But I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? It all depends about money. If the money runs out, if enough people stop paying their TV license, then that is going to be a great generational shift, because us old farts, we dutifully pay our TV license, but the younger generation go, why do I need a TV license? It's literally a cultural thing. They look at us and go, what are you doing that for? And I mean, I can see a future where the BBC will have to be advertised. Again, it should have been ages ago. It makes no sense for it to be like this. Or the TV license should get rid of it, and we should just pay it via a national insurance. It should just be funded by the government and not us having to pay. That makes more sense, because then you wouldn't put people in prison for not paying it. More women in prison for TV fare evasion, TV license evasion, it's getting late, than anything else. It's ridiculous. It shouldn't be a crime to not pay your TV license. It's like, knocking on someone's door and go, you received a Reader's Digest in the posts last year and you didn't pay for it. You're going to jail, nobby. It was an honest mistake, Gov. It's just ridiculous. It's all ridiculous. Especially how little BBC I actually watch. There you go. Oh, his was a commander. Okay. I know there was a lot of kits, weren't there? You had to build it yourself. To buy everything, you build everything yourself in the old days. Yeah. Yeah. That's what it was like. That's what it was like. It was hard. Times were hard. Times were tough. We had to build your own calculator. William says, there you go, YouTube channels like yours will live on. No, because I'm going to use AI Darren to present. I won't be here. I'll be dead, but AI Darren will carry on regardless. I'm going to show the kids how to use him. And let me see. I don't know if I can't remember where I put the file. Where is it? I think it might be in my downloads. Where is AI Darren? Let me find him. Let me see if I can find him. Digital me. Here we go.
So here I am, my digital me, trying to pretend to be the real me. So who is the real me? Well, it's not me, as I am the digital me. Confused. You should be. That's the point of this AI-generated digital version of Darren Locke.
So there you go. That's the digital me, and he's going to be replacing me. That is a AI Darren, and you just write the script. You just throw it a script, and it will just do me. Of course, you can put spaces in and articulate it a bit better. That was just my first attempt. Frightening, isn't it? And imagine the power the computer will get. And again, the more data you feed it, the better it will become. I'm not needed. I'm not needed. So yeah, it will live on via the digital me. Yeah, I'm not needed. So there you go. Rene says, here in the Netherlands, you have a basic free license, about 30 channels or so. Yeah, well, they kind of get us. If we receive any live broadcasts, we have to have a license. Alex says it's like Max Headroom. Well, no, he was a consciousness, wasn't he? He was actually like an AI consciousness. That is scripted. You just throw a script into it. I should do it one day. Maybe I will. Maybe you won't even notice. But yeah, you can just. Again, it is one. This is one I did, right? I actually published this. Right? I published this and nobody noticed.
Hello, hello, hello. It's time to decide what's up for the next album review. So I want you to have a
start that from the beginning.
Hello, hello. It's time to decide what's up for the next album review. So I want you to have a really good old think in your collective brain boxes and to come up with your suggestion for the next review poll and leave a post with your ideas in the comment box below. I'll then pick the first 4 suggestions and create a new poll, which everyone will have a chance to vote on. The winning album will be the album that I will cast my beady eye over. I really want to see those album suggestions, so get in quick if you want a chance to make me your review monkey once more. Thanks for watching. Ta-ta.
So there you go. You don't need me. I put that out and nobody noticed. Oh dear. So yeah. And when it gets even better, this is it. I'm not needed. Payne says it'll be de-age hologram down through the years. It'll just stay at me at that age. I'll never age. I'll be permanently middle-aged. Isn't that wonderful? But it's amazing what they can do. And all I did with that is I recorded a minute's worth of footage of me just, saying Mary had a little lamb, and but you can feed more data into it. I just did it because I didn't pay. This was like a demo. You could generate a couple of minutes worth of footage for free. So I went into this site and did that. And I was expecting, you've got to spend hours with it. It was literally a minute's worth of me just talking to the camera like this, and I did the alphabet, and Mary did, had a little lamb, and the quick brown fox. I just did loads of gibberish for a minute, and then it can do that. It's just like, okay, and you can play around with it. You can change backgrounds. You can do all sorts of things. You can put digital backgrounds in and change it and do all sorts of weird stuff. It's incredibly powerful. Like I said, I only played with the demo version. I didn't go into the paid version, which has even more detail, and you can do even higher resolution renders. That was just 720p render, so it looks a bit fuzzy. But you can go in and do, I don't know if you can do 4K renders. If you get more money, you pay. Incredibly powerful, incredibly frightening, But I was worried that people might be able to exploit your likeness. But there's a lot of security involved. You have to kind of, hold up your passport and and verify who you are before it will release your digital double. Before it will allow you to do anything. So that's good. But in the future, don't be surprised if unscrupulous people will be getting politicos to say all sorts of things and whatnot. It's frightening. It's really frightening stuff. Rena says, maybe this is AI. You can't trust YouTube anymore these days. Indeed. Well, I'm reacting to you, so, it can't do that yet. This is all done to a script. You just type out a script, put it in, and Bob's your uncle. It's incredibly... I find it amazing. I find it fascinating. But it's also very frightening because, I know that I could, if I paid for this service, I could write a script and create something that would be completely, it can pass completely as me. And you just think, is that existential crisis much? It's like, am I needed? No, I'm not needed. And then you go to like ChatGPT, and you get to study me, right? You go watch his mannerisms, and then you say to it, can you generate a review of the new Stephen Wilson album? And we want it to be, a bit snarky, a bit, we want it to be a negative review, and then press return, and it will generate, and then you feed that into the other one, and you've got a completely AI generated creation. And again, no need for me. I might even do it. There might be a day when you come on and there'll be me, but it won't be me, reading out a review or performing a review that I didn't come up with, that is just AI generated. And this is where we're at. And you do start to wonder, what's the fucking point? You really do. And again, they'll be able to replace receptionists and people on call centers with this kind of technology very, very soon. It's probably already happening. So forget the steam engine and the spinning Jenny. This has the potential to put a lot of people out of work. There'll be a lot of unemployment. So yeah, fascinating but scary at the same time. Payne says, that AI of yours was as charismatic as our PM switching on the Downing Street lights. Or maybe it wasn't him. Well, I've not seen him do that. But again, it's a bit flat. But like I said, I only did the demo. I've not fully prodded and poked it. You can do some very, very realistic stuff. I watched a YouTube video. This came about from a YouTube video where a fellow, played this footage, and it was two people like doing a two-headed like news report. And this is somebody, you see him in full shot standing in front of like a blue screen, but with all the graphics behind him. And then he comes on and says those people weren't real and the scripts weren't real. And he showed you how he did it. And he, like he said, he generated the scripts via ChatGPT between two imaginary presenters, and he gave them, one should be male, one should be female. And he told them exactly what these scripts needed to be, what they were about. It's about this subject matter. And And then he fed that into this AI video software, and you can get two digital models, that are not you, that are like come part of the package, and you can get them to perform and do your script without them even existing. They have virtual people that can do this with virtual voices and virtual personalities and virtual mannerisms, and you just feed it a script which is generated by AI, and you go, holy shit. It's just amazing and scary and bonkers all at the same time, So yeah, that's YouTube. There will be, I imagine people are probably doing it already. A lot of these documentary channels, I imagine there's a couple of those that are AI, from ChatGPT, generated, and the voices are fake, not real. You can tell because sometimes the inflections are a little bit weird. So yeah, it's already out there. You may even be subscribed to a YouTuber that it doesn't exist. And and that's what people want. That's the kicker. People want that. They don't want this. They don't want humanity. They don't want the foibles and the failings of boring old human life. They want the pristine, clipped, near perfect AI double. It's like, okay, that's just bloody weird, isn't it? Renee says, do you think AI will change the live videos? Well, I don't know about that. They've got a long way to go yet, because it could be done. Again, the way this does at the moment is you have to render the video. It has to go through the sausage machine and come out the other end. But if they could create a fast enough interface where somebody's sitting there, and if, say, like that questionnaire, I type in an answer and then the AI reacts to it, that could be a thing. Give it a year, that could be a thing. The technology is moving so fast, and it is believable. Especially if you watch it on something like a mobile phone, a small screen. If you've got a big screen and it's in 4K, you might be able to just discern. But if you're watching it on a very small screen, mobile phone, or if you even just listen to it, if it's a podcast, you are not necessarily going to know if it's real or not, But, I find it fascinating and, like I say, scary at the same time. Very, very scary. Payne says, there have been some funny parodies of the PM doing the countdown with the opening of the Thunderbird solar plane. I bet it's a really crap tree as well, isn't it? I bet it's one of those old Woolworths ones like I've got. Hey, we've got the tree up. I can do the tree. Though if you watch my Jethro Tull video, you would have seen the tree. There we go. There's the tree. Tree and guitar. There we go. Trust me, it looks lovely. Merry Christmas, everybody. Had that tree for God knows since 97. Christmas 97, I think it was. Yeah, it was 25. Yeah, 25 years, I think. It's the 26th year. Was it 35 years? How many years has it been? Was it 40 years? Oh, my maths. When was it? 97. 17. Yeah, 26 something. 26, 20. I don't know. Too many years. Payne says, oh, there are lots of AI fake narrators on YouTube. They get the words wrong sometimes still. Yeah, the pronunciation, it's sometimes certain pronunciations catch them out, so that's all you've got. That's all you. But again, that will get smarter. That will get wiser as it goes on. It will scrape more pronunciations from the net. All this is learning from us. It's all been, those AIs have been set out there. Again, it's learning from me as I'm speaking. But I'd like to think there's one AI out there that's calling Phil Collins Bill Collins to this very day, and that's how you're going to know. That's how you're going to know you're dealing with an AI. And Josh says AIs can't replace the plumbers. You can never get an AI sandwich either. There you go. Never get an AI sandwich. Again, service industry is safe, but there are certain aspects to that. The guy that tells you to The guy that tells the plumber to visit you will be AI. The supplier he phones up to get that part will be AI, who will then, it'll be delivered maybe by drone, AI drone. Or again, Amazon does drone deliveries. There could be there's a whole aspect of our lives that can be taken over by this. I'm sure it'll just be. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be just fine. Renee says, "Well, I'm going in. Thanks for the chat. Night night. Same to you. Have a good sleep." Oh, I've just seen. I've gone over time. Blimey, you've had a little bit extra. This will not do. Anyway, thank you for watching. That was the live stream for this week, and we had a lot to reflect on there, didn't we? We had a lot to reflect on, from Sabrina and her massive hits to AI. They'll never make an AI Sabrina. No. And everything in between. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you haven't, I'm really sorry. Why are you here? Why are you doing what you do? Nobody knows. And we'll do this all again soon. Remember, if you can't be good, be safe. But more importantly, don't tell your mother. Night night.